The Indiana Fever are fun again, and it's in large part due to Ari McDonald. Since Ari McDonald came in and Dewana Bonner went out, things have been different in Indiana. I don't want to play here anymore? Well, that's fine, because McDonald is actually the big signing for the Fever, not Bonner. Who would have thought that, in the offseason? But things happen like that in sports, and Aari McDonald is such a great story. She plays with such competitive spirit, such feistiness, such energy. And of course, it was a total team effort. The defense has been different for the Fever as of late. That's how they beat the Lynx in the Commissioner's Cup game, and that's how they beat the Aces in this one. Also, they scored. There's no question. They're scoring the rock and everything like that. But at the same time, they're holding teams down. Minnesota only scored 59 points. The Aces only scored 54 points. And that's been the difference for the Fever. So you look at that and you say, what's that attributed to? Well, McDonald comes in and she plays hard. She plays fast. She moves her feet. She gets to spots. She hustles. That makes a big time difference. Right. On top of that, you've seen some other shifts with the team. The team is seemingly buying in as a whole. Then you have little changes like Michaela Timpson coming into the lineup, starting to come into her own, play her role. She's getting expanded minutes. You see that length. There's the block shot from Timpson. But look at that rotation from Sophie Cunningham there too. This is a team playing on a string. This is a team playing together. This is a team that has come together, that has bought in together, and that is hooping. Kelsey Mitchell is hooping. You put Kelsey Mitchell with Aari McDonald, you got all sorts of speed out on the floor. It's tough for opponents to deal with when you've got this combination in the backcourt. There's Aari holding and getting the ball to Kelsey, who comes off, knocks that down. And since Clark went out, before McDonald came in, there was nobody else who could set the table like that. There was nobody else who could get downhill like Aari McDonald can get downhill. And there was nobody else who can play make like Aari McDonald can play make. Those are big differences for the Fever. It's going to be fascinating to see what Stephanie White does once Caitlin Clark comes back with the minutes and the distribution there, because you're undersized when it comes to Aari and Kelsey together. And Caitlin's a pretty big guard, but they're so fast that it's tough. They're so tough to guard that it's tough to not put them all out on the floor together. This is that downhill I'm talking about. Right to the cup, right by Asia Wilson. Surprised they didn't call foul on Aari McDonald there because she was going against Asia Wilson, but we'll get to that in a second. But that's what Stephanie White is going to have to balance and figure out. But those are good problems. And she had Caitlin Clark in her ear on the sideline in this one. Caitlin was having a little fun during the contest. Stephanie White, Coach White, picked up a technical foul, and Caitlin Clark certainly approved of that. Look, she's pissed. And Caitlin's like, yeah, coach, there you go. Crash out for me. Let's do it. And look, that's a coach and a star player who have each other's respect, who are fond of one another. Again, that bodes well for the future. All this stuff bodes well for the future. This is a team that is coming together, which is scary for the rest of the league. And it's just going to be funny to see the haters in shambles about this, because I put out a post online during the game because I'd already seen it bubbling under the surface. And I always know, I've done this so long, I know how the narratives work, and I knew, like, at first it's like her turnovers, and then it's like her slump, her body language. Now it's going to be like, look at them with Aari McDonald. Clark can't do this. I know I'm, in a sense, setting it up myself by even putting it into the universe, but just be prepared for it and laugh at it. Don't pay it any mind. Flush it down the toilet, because it's silly talk. Caitlin Clark and Aari McDonald together are going to be terrifying, because it's going to allow for the Fever to play Caitlin Clark off the ball more, which she needs to do. You can't just let her be harassed and hounded possession after possession after possession and beat up possession after possession. She comes off the ball, all of a sudden, she might get free for a wide open shot, which then increases her rhythm later when she is on the ball. Not to mention, when she is on the ball every time, if you're the defense You know what's coming every time. It's the same diet. It may be tough to stop. Like, sometimes you eat the same thing and it's good all the time. But every now and again, you need to change a pace. You want something else. You want to mix it up. I don't want the same turkey sandwich for lunch again. But the defense lets you, see it, and then you give them something else. And then when they see it, they're not ready for it the next time around. That's basic coaching, basic basketball, basic scouting, and changing of strategies. And Ari McDonald provides the Fever with a look that they did not have before. They did not have it before. It means Caitlin Clark can sit down and they'll be okay. It means Caitlin Clark can be off the ball and they'll be okay. It just changes the way they can play. Aaliyah Boston continues to dominate. She was in foul trouble, of course, because she's playing against A'ja Wilson, who gets the best whistle in the sport. A'ja Wilson catches the ball. A'ja Wilson goes to the free throw line. Rinse, wash, repeat. I don't want to besmirch. A'ja did well for the Aces, but they play pretty one-dimensional for her, through her. And 29 points. She was at the free throw line 13 times, 11 points from the free throw line. 29 points. Nobody else on the Aces really scored. Jackie Young was next with 6 points. That is not a formula for success for Las Vegas. That is scary. Yeah. Which is also a credit to the Fever's defense. And by the way, one more shout out. Natasha Howard, of course, coming off that Commissioner's Cup MVP. She played well again. If you get that combination at forward with her and Timpson to start rolling into form, coming into form, that only helps how formidable the Fever can be. As you can see, this was Boston gathering, giving it to Howard, flips it up, gets the bucket. And that just changes the dynamics for this team. They're getting that kind of production out of the forward spot. But all in all, this stretch for the Fever has been a breath of fresh air, if you will. And it's since Bonner went out the door. Maybe there was some stuff behind the scenes too, like that can weigh on a team. Maybe seeing that they can play without Clark helps them. Obviously, winning the Commissioner's Cup helps them. We saw the camaraderie in the locker room after the Commissioner's Cup on Sydney Colson's Live. All those things or boost how the team feels about one. And team chemistry does matter, right? It does matter. Now, obviously, they like each other. They're going to get Caitlin Clark back sooner rather than later. And Stephanie White is going to have more options, who just outcoached Becky Hammon and Cheryl Reeve back to back. So for the Stephanie White haters out there, that's why they brought her in as coach. And she's pushing all the right buttons. But with the addition of McDonald, she got better personnel in order to do so. And now the Fever are starting to gel and the Fever are starting to defend.